Hello and welcome to another episode of Train Sim World 2, where I'm doing my best to drive virtual locomotives without causing major disaster. Or do I? Anyway, before I begin today's episode, I would like to remind you to hit that subscribe button if you haven't done that already, and use that bell to make sure you won't miss out on any content from me. I would also like to encourage you to join my Discord server, where you can interact with me and other Train Sim World fans, talk about the game in general, share some cool mods or DLCs, and, well, in general, have fun. So, yeah, you can find the link in the description down below the video. Just hop in and enjoy. Right, guys, I'm back. Today we will continue our journey along Schnellfahrstrecke Köln, which is one of the base game route that's been added. Well, that's been added. It's been with the game since you bought it, or since you will buy it. I'm currently trying to learn how to use all of those fancy safety systems. Yes, basically safety systems that are present on German railways. So that's the main challenge of that route. Otherwise, well, the second big challenge, or second biggest challenge on this route, is obviously learning how to brake properly in order to stop the train at the right spot, because we are running passenger service on this one. So that's another thing that I need to practice. Obviously, I will be doing that with as minimum UI elements as possible. So I will have more or less realistic feel of the game. So I hope you will enjoy that. Obviously, in the meantime, I will do some commentary to indicate what I'm doing, why I'm doing specific things, and hopefully I won't fail critically. Because I'm still practicing, I'm still learning those safety systems myself, and things might not go well, let's say. So yeah, if you are interested, just stick in, and we will jump into the game very soon. Okay, so here we are at journey selection. As you can see, my next mission is ICE to meet you. So it sounds very intriguing. It sounds very interesting. It should take us roughly around 30 minutes to go between Aachen and I can't remember where we are going. But yeah, we are going somewhere. It's about 60-kilometer route anyway. So providing that we will be driving ICE, it should take us between 20 to 30 minutes to complete it. Right, let's jump in and let's see if I can drive it properly.
Zugbeeinflussung. DB gesperrt. DB gesperrt.
Okay, welcome to Aachen. You're assigned to ICE 17 service operating to Köln. Open the doors to commence boarding. Okay, the platform is to our right, so I shall unlock the doors. Everything should be operational. Yeah, lights are turned on. Perfect. And while the passengers are boarding, I need to turn on the safety systems. So we got 3 safety systems. CIFA, which I'm turning on right now. Pzd, which is very annoying for some people. And LZB. Okay. So when that's turned on, we can get back to our seat. We need to turn on Pzd. So So we do that by navigating through button number 9. We need to press button number 6 to turn it on. And now we can go back to normal menu. We can lock the doors. We are already running late. Let's set Pzd for 40 kilometers per hour. Okay. We can now disengage the brakes. Brakes should be off. And now we can just add the throttle. And the train should start rolling. We can add full throttle. It doesn't really matter because Pzd will take control of everything. So it will lead us in the right way. Obviously, along with LZB, which is another safety system in that train, basically it will turn this unit into a self-driving train, at least for a short period of time, because not entire route is covered with LZB section. I will try to explain that. Yeah, I will try to explain that as we go and when we get to the right spots. At this moment, I'm limiting my speed to 40 kilometers per hour because Pzd is in its initial mode. So as you can see, those two lights are flicking. We are entering 100 kilometer per hour zone. Okay, lights stopped flicking, which means that Pzd is fully engaged. Zifa is obviously an alerter. We can now increase our speed up to 100 km per hour. So I will do that by setting Pzd, which is effectively a cruise control, to 100 km per hour. You can see that red notch moved to 100, and the train will basically try and reach that speed. And that's basically it. Like, navigating this train is deadly easy. Obviously, you have to remember about Zifa, which will... Yeah, it's gonna be annoying at times. It will turn on, but as soon as you hear Zifa, just reset it and you should be fine. The hardest part starts when you operate Pzd, because that's when things will start to be annoying. Obviously, you have to remember to confirm signals for Pzd. If you fail to confirm a signal for Pzd, then effectively your train will be brought to a stop. We have now entered 140 km per hour zone, so I can set Pzd to 140. As you can see, the train is now speeding up. Oh yeah, we are now reaching that nice speed. Oh. Okay, perfect. I just made it. Just made it. I think I went slightly too fast because there was 120 km per hour speed limit on the sign. Okay, and we should be able to continue with that speed for another few kilometers. Okay, again, Zifa is giving me alerts. For now, I have to manually control my speed, which tends to be difficult, but at some point of that route, I will enter LZB section, where the train will take control on its own. And I won't have to do anything more than confirm Zifa and eventually confirm the signals. Again. Zifa can be annoying at times, but it's really nice system that will basically keep you on full alert at all times. It is basically, well, as I mentioned before, it is an alerter. If the driver is not responding to SIFA, then the train will be brought to a stop. Same goes if you fail to confirm a Pzd signal. What is a Pzd signal? Basically, it's any speed limit below 80 kilometers per hour. Well, some people claim that it's below 100 kilometers per hour, but it's not entirely true. When you encounter a speed limit for, let's say, 60 kilometers per hour, obviously there is a magnet right next to the signal, which we are passing. You could see that yellow bar right next to the rail. That's effectively a magnet. When you pass through it, it will send a specified frequency signal to your locomotive, informing that you are approaching a speed limit. If the speed limit is below 80 km per hour, then obviously Pzd will initiate 85 km per hour speed limit. What that effectively means is that you have to lower your speed below 85 within 23 seconds since you confirmed that you've noticed the signal or the speed limit, because that also applies to stationary signs that you can see, for example, here. Right, speaking of stationary signs, there we go. The next speed limit will be 110 kilometers per hour, so I will slow down. Anyway, if you've when you get through that magnet, when it initiates 85 km per hour zone, you have to slow down to 85 within 23 seconds. If you fail to do that, emergency brakes will be engaged, and you will eventually catch a massive delay, because then you have to wait until the train is brought to a full and complete stop. You have to reset Pzd or release Pzd using end button on your keyboard, or specified controls, which are located here. Those are 3 controls to operate Pzd. And then you can start moving again. That's why Pzd can be really annoying, because you don't get any other indication to actually confirm the signal. If you don't know what you are doing, you effectively won't be able to operate your train. Right, I might be moving a little bit too slow on this section, but I haven't seen any signs about speed limits, and I can't remember from the memory if it's already 160 km per hour zone or not. It's kind of difficult when you are driving without UI, because you have to observe the signals. So for safety reasons, I'm driving at 110 kilometers per hour. I think there should be another signal or sign somewhere here. I think it's up front. There we go. That's a 160 kilometer per hour zone. So now I'm sure I can travel faster. So let me set the train for 160. There we go. We are now speeding up, and pretty much for next couple of minutes we will be able to travel at 160 km per hour. All we have to pay attention to is SIFA, and obviously the signals. If there will be a signal with a speed limit, then we will have to slow down. Again, we got SIFA. You will hear that quite a lot during this video. Speaking of SIFA, let me turn on the cursor. You probably can see it now on the screen. So this light, when it's lit up, you have to confirm the SIFA. It will light up for about 3 seconds or 3.5 seconds. If you don't confirm it within that period of time, you can see it's lit up. The train will start yelling at you, saying SIFA, to give you voice indication that you have to confirm it. If you still won't confirm it after like another, I think, 3 seconds, the train will be brought to a stop. The thing with SIFA is that if you confirm it while the train is slowing down, the train will eventually speed up again back to your target speed if you are also using PZB. There we go. While PZB will not let you recover if the train is starting to be brought to a stop. That's a different types of brake. SIFA will engage full brakes, while PZB will engage emergency brakes, which requires a full reset. Anyway, right now we got very, very relaxing moments of our journey, because basically, if I remember correctly, this route doesn't really change the speed limits, and soon we should reach LZB zone. I think it's when we reach Duran. This scenario will lead you through specified waypoints. That's how it's working. Obviously later on, when we will be playing later scenarios, we won't get direct waypoints. The only waypoint that will be on your route will be Köln station, which is located about 63 kilometers away from Aachen. Or if you are going in opposite direction from Köln to Aachen, it will be Aachen. And that's how the scenarios will work. Rapidly you will be introduced into various different conditions. Right now the tracks looks great, and it feels like I could speed up a little bit more, but I will let the train go on its own at 160 kilometers per hour. I don't think we need to speed up even further. The throttle is on full, and PZB is taking care of controlling my speed, so that's perfect. That's pretty much self-driving train. Well, at this moment it is a semi-automatic. It will turn on automatic when we reach LZB zone, so be on the lookout. On the right side of the track you should at some point notice that there is LZB sign. When we pass that, some other things on our panel will turn on, and we will get a voice indication that LZB is engaged. Until then, well, just enjoy the views. And yeah, and Zifa yelling at me. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. It is really easy train to drive. IC 3M is deadly easy. I'm actually surprised how easy it is to drive this train. Obviously, it's much easier when you drive from Aachen to Köln. When you drive the opposite direction, you obviously have to pay attention to the speed limits a little bit more, because you start off from basically being controlled with LZB, and then you enter a zone without LZB control. There is a LZB sign. There we go. We now can confirm it. And from now on, basically, the LZB will take control of everything. I'm not sure if I can... Yes. At this point, I can put PZB lever, which is here, to the very top, and the train will automatically adjust to the speed limits. On top of that, there is that bar graph in the middle that is indicating how far away there is a next speed limit reduction. So basically, right now the train is, in fact, in like a autopilot, and it's driving on its own. All you have to do is to confirm SIFA. You don't even have to confirm the signals, because if there are any signals that would limit your speed, the train will take care of everything for you. So as you can see right now, the train automatically changed the speed limit to 200 kilometers per hour. Okay, I'm confirming just SIFA, and pretty much until the zone where SIFA is about to end, you don't have to worry about anything, literally. And that zone will end just 2 or 3 kilometers away from Köln station. So yeah, it's deadly easy. It's surprisingly easy to drive ICE. I think Talent 2 is much more fun in that regard, mostly because PZB is much harsher on Talent 2 trains. You have to pay really high attention to the speed limit. Again, that's another LZB sign, just in case it was missed before. But we are still in LZB zone, and the train is doing everything on its own. Right now it's trying to speed up to 250 kilometers per hour. You can see that by the movement of that red notch along speedometer. It's literally deadly easy. It's like the idea of self-driving trains is getting closer and closer. You can see that in Japan, yeah? They're famous like bullet trains or whatever they are called, or Shinkansen. These are like, basically they do everything for the driver. The driver is there just in case of emergency. That's why he needs to be awake. But on the other hand, well, that's the best way to control a high-speed train. Just look at the environment around me when I'm traveling at 250 kilometers per hour. Effectively, I wouldn't be able to react fast enough to any signs or any danger. What I can do at this point is to engage emergency braking and hope for the best. That's literally what I can do. If something will pop up in front of me, I'm screwed. But that's why automatic systems are doing a great job. They know up ahead when the speed limit restrictions are. They know up ahead where things should be. So as long as there is no external influence on the track condition, let's say there is nothing on the tracks itself, no obstacles, no fallen trees, this system is definitely improving safety. And that's why I like to drive German trains in that game, even though it's at some point deadly boring, because all you have to do is to confirm SIFA, all you have to do is to observe your indicators on the panel and eventually look through the front window so that eventually you can spot dangers which cannot be spotted by automatic system. It is that simple. That's the technology I like. Obviously, PZB is the most fun experience in the game, even though it is also most annoying experience in the game at the same time. So, yeah. There's that, I would say, risk and reward in that safely manner. I'd say I really like that system. Seriously, it's absolutely amazing how Germans, or well, it's called Deutsche Bahn, I think, yeah, or Deutsche Bahn. Can't remember how it's properly pronounced. I don't live in Germany, and to be fair, I've never actually traveled on German railways myself, so it must be a fantastic experience, especially driving as a passenger in a high-speed passenger train. I think I might eventually plan my holidays to visit Germany at some point, because it's really fun. It sounds really fun to actually sit even on a passenger seat and feel that 250 kilometers per hour. It is absolutely amazing. Okay, I'm getting really close to Köln. I think the next... Oh, okay. Yeah, stop at location, Köln, in 17 kilometers. So SIFA should... Well, SIFA. LZB should control my speed pretty much throughout the rest of the journey. I don't think there will be any obstacles like red signals or stuff. We still got 8 minutes to get there, and I think we are on a good way to actually make it on time. So, in about 6 or 7 kilometers, we will reach LZB end zone. What does it mean? Things on my panel will start changing. This indicator will start flashing. I will also get a sound indicator of that event. It should start happening in around 4 kilometers. And then I will have to use Pzd Fry to confirm that I'm aware that LZB will turn off really soon. And I need to start paying more attention to the signs and speed limits. Because as soon as LZB will come off, I will have to manually control my speed using PZB or throttle. So it's best to actually be fully aware of what's going to happen. At this point, I'm still in a safe zone. As you can see, the next speed limit will come in 5,300 meters. So I don't really have to worry about it. But it's still advised to try and spot the speed limit signs so I know in which zone I'm ending. Obviously, LZB will try to slow me down before any speed limit restriction will apply. And as you can see, LZB is currently trying to slow the train down. We still got 8 kilometers to Köln. And at this point, you don't really have to do anything. I don't even have to confirm the signals, if I remember correctly. Things are looking very good. Okay, still got 6.5 kilometers. That 120 sign applies to the track to my right. But I think I should be approaching 70 km/h zone. And that's where I will pretty much also enter LZB end zone. Okay, there's still SIFA. Speed restriction is in place. I think it's 160 kilometers. Yes, that is 160 km/h. And I also had, what was that? Yeah, I'm approaching 70 km/h speed restriction, which is very close. I'm also in LZB end zone, if I remember correctly. I confirmed it a little bit quicker than I planned. Now, LZB end is not yet in place. but it should be very soon. At this point, yeah, I'm approaching 70 kilometers per hour speed restriction. And now I entered LZB end zone. I had to confirm it. There we go, and it stopped flashing. It became solid. The train is still slowing me down to 70 kilometers per hour. And I still got a few minutes to react. Very soon I should leave LZB zone, and then additional elements on my panel will turn off automatically, which is another good thing about LZB. There we go, we are in 70 km per hour zone. The train is currently traveling at 70 km per hour, and I need to get ready to work with PZB. And there we go, there's Sifa. Okay, LZB should turn itself off really soon. So it's pretty much end zone for it. There we go, that's LZB sign for the other direction. Okay. I will lower my speed to 40 kilometers per hour because I'm not sure about current speed limit. I think I can still travel at 70, but since I got 2 more minutes... Oh, there we go. That's a 40 kilometer per hour speed limit. Anyway, I have to confirm it. There we go. It is confirmed. As you can see, 85 started to flash on my panel. If I would be traveling at 70, that shouldn't actually make any difference. But if I would be traveling at speeds of over 85, I would have to reduce my speed to 85 or below before 23 seconds have passed. So at this point I can easily travel at 40 and I should be pretty much okay. I got roughly around a minute to bring my train to a stop, and I should be perfectly fine. Okay, I still got 500 meters to go in 1 minute in order to bring the train to a stop, which shouldn't be too much of a challenge. At this point, all I have to do is to observe Zifa and obviously try and bring the train to a stop at the right spot, which is in 260 meters. So right now I will have to operate my brakes. Hopefully I won't brake too harshly. At 150 meters mark, I will start bringing the train to a slow stop. Yeah, you can hear Zifa is still letting me know about its existence. And the train is stopped. Not the most perfect stop ever. But we can now unload the passengers. We can set the PZB to 0, so we won't accidentally control our speed. We can reduce the throttle down to 0. We won't need any more. All we have to do is to load the passengers, which we should end by 10 o'clock. We are spot on time. We can wait until 10. I can also lock the doors.
Schließvorgang eingeleitet.
There we go. We are now stopped. I can take a nice screenshot. and the scenario should automatically end in few seconds. There we go. Thank you for completing this run. Let's see how you performed. So yeah, that is the end of our route. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I definitely did. Interacting with those safety systems is definitely a great adventure. As you can see, we did a pretty great job. At the beginning, yeah, I definitely started to speed up a little bit too soon, which you can see on the graph in here, that tiny little bump. I think I was traveling, yeah, I've been traveling a little bit too fast on that zone. At the very beginning, I started to add throttle a bit too soon, but then I managed to reduce my speed pretty much way below the speed limit. For some reason, I failed to go fast enough. Then we entered 120 zone. We went down to 110 zone, and pretty much spot on at the right time, we increased our speed to 160, and then engaged LZ. Well, and then LZB took over. And as you can see, those smooth lines are pretty much all LZB systems. Eventually, at the very end, we managed to bring the train to a safe and complete stop, which is absolutely perfect. So as you can see, driving with LZB is deadly easy. Those systems basically drive the train for you. You don't have to really worry about too much in that regard. But well, that's how you drive German trains. Obviously, the biggest challenge is PZB when you drive a Talent train or any other type of train that is not traveling at the speeds above 160. You won't get access to LZB, and while manually controlling your cruise control and paying attention to all the signals, that's where the fun begins. That's where you can make mistakes. That's where eventual mistakes will cost you a lot of time and well, very large amount of embarrassment if you bring your train to a stop. Another thing that requires your attention is obviously paying attention to the correct speed limits and correct stopping places, so that you can stop your train at the right spot. You won't overshoot the station, or you won't cut it short and stop too early. So those are the biggest challenges on Schnellfahrstrecke Köln. It's really nice route. I really enjoy traveling on it. And the problem is that it will quickly get very monotonous, especially when you get hang of all safety systems. But I hope that, well, there will be a little bit more missions involving Talent too. Those are really fun trains to drive, and definitely they require much more attention and control from the driver than ICE. On the other hand, ICE is really giving you a very relaxed drive. The biggest challenges would be stopping at the right spot, turning on all the systems at the right times, eventually manually controlling your speed in specified spaces, confirming PZB, and weather conditions, because that will eventually bring some changes. Traveling at 250 kilometers per hour while there is snow on the tracks, or while it's raining, this can eventually bring some extra challenges to this gameplay. Right, guys, I hope you enjoyed today's episode. If you did, leave it a like, and obviously don't forget to subscribe and turn on the bell notifications so you won't miss out any upcoming content from me. Also, don't forget to join my Discord server. Link is in the description down below the video. You can find a lot of rail fans in there. You can find a lot of naval fans in there. So it's mix and match. You can definitely find some new friends and plenty of people to talk with. You can ask questions about Train Sim World 2 or any other rail sim game in there, and definitely somebody will be able to answer your questions, concerns, or just have a chat. Have a great day, and I hope to see you next time. Bye bye.